Apathy Dance. Hello everyone, this is Apathy Dance with another Q&A for AD. So first of all, I didn't expect to get this many questions. Thank you all for sending in all the comments. I really appreciate it. It brightens up my day knowing that you all want to know about me as a person as well, and I feel like through these Q&A segments, I'm able to get closer to all of you. So I'm just going to go down the list, and if there are any repeating questions, I'll just group them together. How long does it usually take you to learn the voice of a new character? It depends on whether I'm altering my voice to suit the character, or if I'm emulating a voice that currently exists. And I'd say anywhere between half a day to a full day to sort of practice it out, because it very much so suits my own vocal range when I start practicing a voice. So if I can't do it, then by day's end I'll know. What got you into voice acting? When I was younger, I would always do these little random silly voices or like over-the-top accents, and it would just be something that I would do for fun, and over time I got better at it, and my accents were more fleshed out, and one day one of my friends was like, you know, you should voice act comics, you should dub comics, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot, and here I am now. If you had a Mituna cosplay, what would you do with it? I would cosplay Mituna. Favorite ice cream flavor? Vanilla. Do you like waffles? Yeah, I like waffles! Do you watch anime? If so, what is your favorite? Neon Genesis Evangelion. Would you be part of the Insane Clown Posse? No. How do you feel about the fact that the Homestuck fandom has lost a lot of fans? It really saddens me to know that the Homestuck fandom is losing fans, because I've met a lot of amazing people through this fandom. But at the same time, I can understand why. Have you heard of Anime Next? If so, are you going next year? I have heard of Anime Next, but it's not usually on my list of cons that I go to, so unfortunately, no. Who's your favorite Homestuck character to do voiceovers for? And who's your favorite Homestuck character in general? I'd have to say that my favorite character to voice is Eridan, because he's just got this nasally, snooty voice that I don't really get to do often, and the way I achieve it is different from how I would do any of the other voices, so that in itself is really entertaining. And my favorite Homestuck characters would have to be a tie between Gamzee and Vriska. Both of the problematic faves. What character do you want to cosplay most that you haven't done yet? Samus Aran. And no, not a gender bent version. Favorite character to cosplay? Roxy. Would you rather walk around as a Homestuck troll for the rest of your life, or rather go through the pain of putting on troll makeup but not actually looking any different for the rest of your life? Probably go with looking like a Homestuck troll. At least that'll turn heads. What headcanon do you live by, if any? I don't necessarily have my own personal headcanons. I'm very open-minded, so I'm willing to accept any headcanon that comes my way. What would you do if the beta kids, John, Dave, Rose, and Jade, all appeared at your door and said they were warning the other people as well that Karkat has gone into full rage and started smashing windows at people's houses? I would probably thank them, and wonder why they are all here, and how Karkat actually exists. What do you hate most about Homestuck? And don't say Hussy, because everyone hates him. I don't actually hate Hussy. I think he's a pretty great guy. The one thing that I have to say, if anything, that I hate most about Homestuck is how hard it is to describe it. If there were trolls really watching you today and waiting for you to join the game, what would you do? I would just let the inevitable happen, because chances are there's already been a series of events that allowed those trolls to watch me in the first place. What's a voice you can't do? Any female voice, or anything that's outside of my vocal range, essentially. If life gives you lemons, what do? Make lemonade, squeeze them in life's eyes, demand to see life's manager? I'm more fond of taking those lemons and creating combustible lemons. That way I can burn life's house down. Have you ever had a thought that maybe in another universe that Alternia and Spurb exist? Well, I mean, with the many worlds theory, you'd never know. What the hell was up with that Skeleton Jelly Lost Chapter? It was creepy, dude. Skeleton Jelly Lost Chapter is the second half, or the missing half, of a video that I had uploaded previously, which, as a whole, is part of a piece of art done by Matt Brinkman. I decided to voice it because I essentially had free reign over what voice I wanted to do for which character, so I was essentially able to run wild and come up with anything I wanted. What blood color are you? Probably a mustard blood. What editing programs do you use for your Homestuck short comic dubs? To edit my videos together, I use Sony Vegas Pro. Sometimes I have to edit the images in Photoshop before I piece them all together, and I record my voice in Audacity. How do you feel about Hussey after all that he's put the fandom through? I think Hussey's a pretty great guy. He's an amazing writer and storyteller who knows how to keep his readers involved, whether that be through character deaths or random shenanigans. Waffles or pancakes? Why not both? Why are your uploads so radical? I don't know, why are you so radical? Will you ever want to live in Alternia? Absolutely not. I would rather live here in America than subject myself to a warrior culture that kills off those different and weak. Actually, that's not that much different from here. On second thought, I'll take Alternia. What would you do if YouTube did not exist? I would upload on Dailymotion. What other fandoms are you in? A lot. If I had to name a few, I would say the Steven Universe fandom, Team Fortress 2 fandom, and an in general anime fandom. When did you first find out about Homestuck? I think I first found out about Homestuck back in high school. I was hanging out with my friend Shane, and he showed me the page of John where he first creates the Cosby Top. And I don't know why, but I found that really, really humorous at the time, and so I decided to look Homestuck up. And ever since then, I was hooked. Who or what was your biggest inspiration? I'd say my biggest inspiration was found in Alex, aka Octopimp. Most of the voice headcanons he established ended up becoming my own headcanons, and he was the one who, through his work, kept me on the path of becoming a voice actor. How are you today? I'm doing fine, how about yourself? What are all of your Homestuck OTPs? Well, I have a lot of Homestuck OTPs, but if I had to pick one that was the best, I would have to say Vriska and John C. Do you read creepypasta? Why yes, I do read creepypasta. In fact, if you go over to my other channel, Spar Blue John, I have a series called Creepypasta with John, where I read different scary stories and various creepypastas off the net. What's your favorite thing about cosplaying? If I had to pick any one thing that I love about cosplaying, it's being able to be in character while in costume. I absolutely love going to cons pretending to be Gamzee or Tavros or Karkat or any of the other characters that I cosplay as. What's it like using the host body named John to achieve such stardom? It actually feels rather nice, thank you very much. Can you speak another language, like French, in some troll or kids' voices? Personally, I can speak Thai, but I've never really thought about applying that to some troll or kids' voices. Maybe I should try that now. คุณชื่อว่า Eridan Ampora. How in the world do you do a Karkat voice so good? A lot of yelling, a lot of sass, and a lot of sarcasm. How long have you been making videos, and did you stop making Homestuck videos? I've been doing this since 2012, and there was a point in time where I had like a short hiatus, so I guess you could say that that was when I stopped making Homestuck videos. What's your favorite book or book series? I haven't been reading much lately, so I'm gonna have to say The Hellbound Heart by Clive Barker. Do you believe that the Homestuck trolls are actually real?
Yes, and they've come to Earth to steal all our buckets.
What are you going to do when Homestuck is over? Voice things that are not Homestuck. Have you ever played an instrument, whether on your free time or for a school band, and which? I haven't played an instrument in a long time, and I'm pretty sure I would suck at it if I tried to pick it up now, but I remember I used to play drums back when I was in middle school, and much earlier than that, I used to play the piano. How long have you been into cosplay? Ever since 2010, when I was first introduced to the idea. Have you ever made an OC? Yes, lots of them, for various things. How many cosplays have you done? I'm gonna say 9, but I'm pretty sure there's more than that. Do you think Tavros Nitram is really a pussy, or just misunderstood and underrated? I think Tavros is definitely misunderstood, but by no means underrated. What makes you a big fan of Homestuck? I guess I would have to say the writing and the complex storytelling. Are you a potato mushroom poppy flower? Kill me! What would your god tier be? I'm not sure, but if I had to take a guess, I would definitely be the heir of time. Who is your favorite actor or celebrity, if you have one? John motherfucking Barrowman. How do you think Homestuck will end? The same way it began, with crazy game mechanics and a large explosion. If two characters are talking at the same time and you have to voice them both, how do you work that out? It's actually a very simple process. All I would have to do is voice one character and then the other in two separate audio tracks, and then assemble it together in Sony Vegas. Whew, that was a lot of questions. Thank you guys again for sending in your comments, I really appreciate it. Expect the next video up this Friday, but until then, I'll leave you be. Peace.